Hi, Tom Reich here for Make Business Smarter. And today we're talking to Denny Career, former governor of Rotary, and he's going to relate a story of just why business becomes stronger when you're part of Rotary. This is an amazing story of international proportions, and it happened right from a local business here in Orlando. Thanks for watching and enjoy what Denny Career has to say.
This is a wonderful story, and I'm not telling you this because I was involved in it. That was more luck than anything else. But back in January of 2005, I was running a division for a very big firm in downtown Orlando. And we had a security division which was made up of ex-FBI agents, Secret Service agents from a lot of different countries around the world, and high-ranking police officials. In January of that year, and we had 4 different floors of buildings in downtown Orlando. We were a pretty big organization. One of the congressional presidential candidates from the Congo was in our offices inquiring about hiring our security division for that summer's elections in the Congo. And we had all talked to our CEO and says, no, don't do this, Frank. You know, this is one of the most dangerous places in the world. I don't care what he's promising. First of all, he's not going to win. It's going to be a rigged election. And there's nothing for us to be gained from this. It's just too dangerous. You don't want to get involved in it. He wouldn't listen. He was pretty bullheaded about it. But anyhow, I did not meet the man, but we all knew he was there. But after he left, our CEO came and said, Denny, I know that you're big in Rotary, and we're thinking of taking this assignment. And if we take it and we get in trouble, will Rotary come to our rescue? I said, well, Rotary's always been about peace and conflict resolution. We'd be happy to help, and didn't really think that much more about it. Make a long story short, that summer he hired us, and we sent 3 people, 2 from Orlando and a subcontractor from California to the Congo. About 10 days later, our CEO came to me again. He said, we need Rotary's help. And I was kind of puzzled. For what? He says, well, it's not commonly known, but they weren't there a day and they were grabbed by the government. They were charged with sedition, that they were there specifically to assassinate the president of the Congo. That's not a small charge. So he says, in the interim, we've been to the government of the Congo, the government of the United States, the United Nations, the FBI, the Secret Service, everybody we could talk to, and everybody independently looked at it, and they all came back with the same reason. You don't understand the depth of this political problem. You have to wait it out. Well, we don't want to wait it out. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. Can Rotary help us? So I called Rotary headquarters in Evanston, Illinois, and I want to talk to Greg Franks, who was at that time, he's a vice president of Rotary International, but at that time he was in charge of all club and district support throughout our part of the United States, the entire Caribbean, and most of South America. And Greg wasn't in, but Darwin San Pedro works for him was. And I've known all these guys for years. And I said, Darwin, who is the current district governor of the Congo? What can you tell me about him? And he says he's a guy by the name of John Kalala Natumba. And even though there are 6 countries in his Rotary district, he himself lives and is based in Kinshasa, and that's where the being held. That was a very good thing. Then he told us 2 bad things. One is, excuse me, his Rotary Club meets in a hotel that's owned by the government, and he only speaks French. Well, I found out later that day that one of our security division people was at French Secret Service. The language wasn't a problem. And this was the days before Google Translate. It really wasn't perfected then. So Rotary gave us his phone number. We tried calling him, and he wasn't there. We just left a message. Let's not leave it at that. I'll write an email. You translate it into French, and we'll send it to him. And it was a pretty simple, basic email. At the time, I told him I was Denny Career, that at the time I was district governor-elect in Central Florida, meaning I was going to become district governor next year, that 3 of our employees, unarmed security specialists in his country, only to provide advice to one of the presidential candidates who were being held against their will by his government. Could he do one of 2 things for us? Could he get an independent third-party medical team in to see them, because we knew that our subcontractor from California had malaria, and we were right in our guesstimation they were being held in abysmal conditions? Or could he, and I can remember the words like there was yesterday, could as a Rotarian humanitarian gesture get him released? What do we have to lose by asking? You know, everybody else has tried and hasn't worked. 24 hours later, the answer came back. I can get them released. They were released. Now, we tell people all the time, Rotarians can do things governments can't do. What better proof is there? The United Nations, the government of the Congo, the government of the United States, all these major organizations were helpless, couldn't do anything. One Rotarian got them released. And that's the power of Rotary. We help people. We all carry our own personal political beliefs. The organization does not. We serve people and we help people, and that's what we do. And is it a wonderful story? It's one of my favorites.